Sully acted purely for the love of his child in the beginning and at the end in all of his actions, and his actions were in fact unsullied by envy or competitiveness or the need to believe.
Thought of that. Okay.
Yeah, that struck me immediately. And interestingly, he is the one person in the end who has that one moment of grace that you mentioned without my revealing it. Was that intentional?
Yes. Sully is a heartbroken character who, as you point out, he begins the book on the same day that all these phones are ringing and start ringing in this little town where he grew up. His ring is the ring of a prison door that opens up and lets him out. And when he comes out of prison, his world is totally different, because while he was sent to prison for his involvement in a plane crash that may not have really been his fault, and he had to eject from a plane and the plane crashed, and there was a military investigation. He was sent to jail. While he was in jail, his wife dies. And so there's a line in the book that, when he finds that out in prison, it's like learning that the earth has been destroyed while you're standing on the moon. If you can't be with someone who you love when they die, is it even real? And he comes out, she's already been buried, she's gone, and he walks into this town where everyone's claiming to be contacted from heaven, and the thing he would want most in his life is to have that, but it's not happening for him. And his son, and he doesn't believe that it can ever really happen, and his son starts walking around with a toy telephone saying, "When's mommy going to call us?" And so he feels compelled to say, I need to protect my son by showing him that the real world doesn't work like these people think it is. And so you think he's like, well, why are you trying to ruin this for everybody? Everybody's happy that they're getting these calls, but he's motivated by the right action. He's motivated by, I don't want my son to be hurt the way I was hurt. I don't want him to think he's going to have something and then have it taken away from him. So I'm going to get to the bottom of this and prove that this is a hoax. And as you point out, he ends up being a person who has an experience that is closer to what I think heaven and earth are really about than some of the more maniacal characters who, are like, my phone's ringing. So, that was the contrast that you look to create in character-driven stories.